Hello, my Milton family, my brothers and sisters in Christ. I hope that you had a wonderful week. Today, I want to kind of keep things, I don't know, it depends on the perspective, a little lighter. I usually talk about theology and all those things, but I just want to talk about actually the COVID update. I got the first dose of the COVID vaccine. So, for those who do not know, I work at the Aurora Burlington facility every other Wednesday as a chaplain. That is so that I could. I'm still in training as a pastor. Pastors are always learning and always developing their ministerial skills and pastoral skills. And part of that process, as required by our denominations, is in the Wisconsin conference, having some sort of chaplaincy training is a required part of our conference. So, in order to do so, I am working at the Burlington facility. And uh, by God's grace, they allowed even chaplain interns, which is what I am, a chance to get the COVID vaccine. Now, it took me a while to, really discern should I be getting it, because again, as with a lot of people, I did kind of feel uneasy about it because you don't know what's going to happen. It's not. I mean, it's been pretty masked. A lot of people got it, but I still didn't know exactly how I would react to it, and obviously it would be pretty bad for my children and my wife if I were to get sick in a place where, we are kind of isolated because of COVID. Really, I think our integration to the community has not come as fast as we had hoped for due to COVID. So I was a little bit worried, and I was thinking, do I really need to get it? Because, I kind of felt bad too as the husband and the father. It's like, what happens if I just get immunity? Like, what about my children? What about my wife? So there are a lot of things, but ultimately what really pushed me to that decision was, as a pastor, I want people hopefully to get vaccinated if vaccination is a good option and it's safe. Now, full disclosure, I want everyone to recognize, if you have any allergies or if you think that you are at higher risk of having side effects of the vaccine, you probably know already because you've probably had some sort of allergic reaction to some sort of vaccination. I'm not encouraging you to get it, nor am I encouraging you to get a specific vaccine. What this message is for is just people to have a firsthand account from someone they know about what this process was like, how I'm feeling, and all those things. So it's really, I'm not trying to say get it, don't get it, but rather I'm just showing what happens to me. Now, keep in mind, I'm someone in the late 30s, relatively healthy. I did gain a few pounds in the last, 8 years, just being a dad. So, that is a little bit more of a risk factor. But other than that, I don't have any illnesses. I don't have any immune uh, issues. I do have a pretty bad lung or trachea. I do get pneumonia pretty often, which is rare for people who are my age. But I guess once you get it at a young age, you continue to get it. So that's sort of my health history. So, just keep in mind that this is my experience. Just because I had this experience doesn't mean that you have it, but it seems to be in line with what a lot of people in the healthcare industry who have gotten their vaccines, or my friends who have talked to have gotten the vaccine, are saying. It's pretty in line. So I would just like to share my experiences with everyone, just so that they can make a more informed, people can make a more informed decision. So I actually went all documentary style, and I just want to talk about my experience. So right now the time is 8 o'clock. I got the shot at 2:30, so it has been 5 hours and 30 minutes since I have gotten the shot. I don't feel any side effects. I it is sore. It's a bit more sore than most flu shots. I get the flu shot regularly, and it's more equivalent to, I think, a tetanus shot than will be a flu shot as far as the soreness. It's really in the shoulder. As you can see, I don't have any problem with mobility. And honestly, if I were to play a pickup basketball game, which I would probably never do, but in these circumstances, I would feel like fine. I would do it now. You probably don't want to do that after you get any sort of vaccine. You want to get some rest. But I'm just showing you sort of what I'm feeling right now. Uh, Also, I've just thought it'd be pretty cool just to see. This is our little thermometer that we have. Sorry, this is in Celsius. But so as long as so I'm 37.7. So if I'm under 38, I'm considered good. Oh god. Okay. So 37.7 is my temperature. So I haven't developed a fever or anything as well. So I am pretty healthy. So what was my experience like? Well, it's better to show. So let's take a look. So this is me getting the shot. Just full disclosure, if you're a little queasy about seeing, just skip forward just a little bit. But the nurse was really nice and good about it. It is a shoulder shot that we get.
Want the needle so they could see
And
how much you're suffering.
yeah, again, if you don't want to see me get the shot. So that's the vaccine. I got the Moderna one, which is this is the first dose, and I'm supposed to get another dose again. So easy in. It does go in pretty deep. I mean, just looking at it, wow. But anyway, that is sort of me getting the shot. Now, here's a few things of the experience that you will get. When you do go. Now, this might be different because I am one of the first people in the first phase. And part of the reason why they were giving it to people, I think for chaplain interns, was one of the things was, spread the word that of what happened, what your experience was like with the vaccine, because there is a lot of fear about vaccines. And so while some of them may be warranted, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to say, I'm not going to make a judgment call. I'm just here to share my experiences because I think it really is a blessing from God that I was able to get this vaccine as quickly as I did. And I wanted to share that experience with everyone. So basically, what happens is I'm in the rest. They give you that little sticker. They also give you a timer, which you will see in a bit. Yeah, so that's the timer that they give you. And that timer thingy is for 15 minutes. So it's about 15 or 20 minutes when people do have side effects that they kind of show symptoms. So that is a way for them to monitor. So when you are in line to get the vaccine, it's not like the flu vaccine where you just get the shot and then you leave. They do need to monitor you for a little bit. So keep that in mind. Now, for the first dose, what's good about it is they make sure that you make the appointment for the second dose. And when I walked in, they had a very, very specific timeline. So you do need 2 doses, and there is a very specific timeline that you have to watch out for. So please keep that in mind. So I got that little sticker. I put it on me, and I totally forgot that I put that on me. And as I was walking into a store, this gentleman thanked me for getting it and saying, hey, let's get out of this thing. So, there are positive sides to it, and it was pretty cool just to experience that. Now, they do kind of give you a certificate that you are vaccinated. Oh, this camera is not focusing. I got this camera because, okay, so, yep. And they tell you, where you got it from, what dose you got, and all those things. Or I think that's the batch. So they do give you that card. And so that's what you do. You hold on to the card, and then in your next appointment, I'm assuming they're going to fill out the rest as well. I feel fine. No side effects yet. Obviously, you would know because if something were to happen to me, you would see a difference on Sundays. But as of now, I feel fine. Again, I don't mean this as an advertisement of the vaccine. Obviously, I'm not paid by the pharmaceutical company or the hospital. But I'm just sharing my experience for those who are kind of wondering, oh, should I get this vaccine or not? For those who have to get the vaccine, I hope this helps you kind of prepare you for it mentally and emotionally. Now, I do want to say, and this differs by people. So people who aren't worried about it, I'm like, I'll just get done with it. They wouldn't experience what I experienced. But me personally, there was a big issue because a nurse in Chicago who got the vaccine fainted during an interview. That's pretty bad, right? And people were all like, oh my gosh, what's happening? But through the grapevine and through there's this little Korean society where we talk, forums and stuff. And the doctor who worked there said, she was back to work the next day. She was fine. She was just really tired. But I kind of get why she was overwhelmed. Because I've never been so worried about a shot before in my life. I've never been that nervous slash excited. I was so excited because this could really spell the end of COVID. Like all of this stuff that we're going through, like it could be done if this works. So there was so much excitement in me because I mean I was thinking about, gosh, what it would feel like to have a group of people, the parishioners coming back, the congregation members, and us hugging each other and just having fellowship, eating the cookies and drinking the coffee. Like all of those things were like, I was really excited for it. But on the other side, I was also worried because what if I have a bad reaction to it? You just don't know because there isn't as big of a sample size. So there was a very big emotional up and down, and my body felt it. My heart beat, because the adrenaline just keeps on pumping. And I know the difference between adrenaline and a side effect, or I hope I do. And it really felt like a rush of adrenaline, just because of the things going on. So I did kind of feel a little bit of, yeah, just a little bit of like, whoa, there's a lot of things going on in me right now. And I'm not speaking for the nurse. I don't know if that's what that nurse who fainted went through, but I do understand, goodness, if I didn't have enough rest, or if I made sure that I didn't have any side effects. So I made sure to eat lunch, like 30 minutes before I was getting the vaccine. I made sure that I wasn't tired, so I wasn't working like right until the vaccine. I made sure that some breathing and a little bit of meditation just to be calm. And I went in just because I wanted to make sure. And basically, it did feel, and it depends on the person. If you are more the anxiety type, then you may react differently because you do kind of ride the emotional roller coaster. And there is a lot of emotions to it. If you're not, you just get the shot and, you're fine. So it depends on the person who gets the shot. I'm just talking about my personal experience. Obviously, you saw me get this shot. I was fine enough to kind of, show you what's going on, the timer that they give you, and all those things. I feel fine right now. Hopefully, I'll feel fine tomorrow, which I don't think it will be a problem. And then it's a 1 month period. So next month, I'll get my second dose and I'll keep you updated. So hopefully, this has helped you understand sort of the process, what to expect, how much pain to expect. It is like a tetanus shot, so a little bit more discomfort and aching than a flu shot is the way I would look at it. It doesn't hurt or anything, it's just aching. And those of you who got flu shots would know what I'm talking about. So it's that dialed up just a bit more, or a lot more, depending on the person. Again, I'm just speaking from my experience. So yeah, that was it. I hope that you are prayerfully considering whether you are getting it or not. I'm speaking for the Moderna. I don't know how the Pfizer one is like, because you only get one, and you don't have a choice. It's whatever the hospital gives you. I hope that this helps. And one of the things that God is the Spirit, I think, is moving within my heart to just say is pray. Let's really pray for those who aren't as fortunate. I think there's a lot of people who really need the vaccine. And it's not only the frontline workers in the hospitals, but a lot of people have to go to work because they need to make a living. And, a lot of people who are forced to do those things to make a living. And that's, I guess, all of us. But, are people who really need that vaccine because, people who work at a fast food restaurant or any restaurant, right? They're constantly meeting people. They're probably meeting more people. People who work at grocery stores, they're probably meeting a lot more people, but they don't get paid as well as doctors and nurses. Sometimes it's very hard for them to even make ends meet. So my heart really goes out to those people who need it, but may not have the means to do so, or the community infrastructure or resource to do so. And I think as a church, we ought to pray that everyone, because Jesus heals. Jesus healed. It was part of his ministry. And I think we need to. Physical health is important to our faith as well. So let's really, I encourage you to pray. Pray for those that, everyone can get this equally. They can uh, experience this and we could be free once more. And let us not take that for granted. But anyway, this is getting way too deep. And for another time, maybe. But I just want to keep you updated. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the week, and I will see everyone on Sunday. Bye.